Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome back. We're not out at the beach today. We're in different parts of Queensland. So, setting up through Zoom. It's really cool to still be able to come to you together, actually, like this. So, we've got a special event, movie night this Friday night. And we're very excited to be sharing with you a screening of The Wisdom of Trauma, which is only available for a few days. We did attempt to organise a hosting of it, and as many other people attempted to do as well. And they got back to us and said that they'd had such an overwhelming response to offering hostings that they were going to open it up again for another 3 days. So that's how we can access it and share it with you on Friday night, 8 p.m. Brisbane time.
Yes, it's very exciting. Yes, we are. I was just checking that we are live, so that's good. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be really awesome. So get your jammies, get your just
Cuppa.
Get a cuppa and come and join us. And we're going to be having a chat afterwards. So sharing insights and what your thoughts are on all of this, and answering questions. So,
and what's really cool about this doco and Dr. Gabor Mate's work is that him and more people now are taking it back to childhood, looking at childhood, our experiences, and whereas in the past, not many people were doing that. So it's becoming more and more into the mainstream now, which is awesome.
Yeah. And they've been taking it back to childhood and getting this understanding of where these belief systems, where things that you started to believe about yourself first happened. And when you do that with the process that we use with the ladies in our course, and the ladies the mums that turn up on our calls, the beautiful part about the process that we use at the Awakened Parent, which is Faster EFT, is it does also release. It has the tapping process, which also has a releasing component to it, and then we can also change really how it's represented in the mind. And that sounds really weird, and you've kind of got to come and experience it. The ladies that comment below this video if you've experienced it and you know what I'm talking about, because and I had somebody yesterday for the first doing this process for the first time, and it really is quite amazing to know that you can release things from the body, and how powerful and impactful this process is, because they go, oh I can't it's just I can't bring back the emotion, so to let go of 20 years 40 years of guilt that you've been accumulating in the way that you do stuff to yourself because of a childhood memory. Normally, like, this is set up in childhood memory. Some of us have more than others, but by going there and releasing it, you can make massive changes in a short amount of time. And one of the mums that has been watching Gabor's videos, a lot of his videos, has been saying to me, oh, Ilka, I get to the end where he's somebody who say, well, what do I do now that you've pointed out to me that a lot of this comes from my first rejections in life, which may have been when you were 3 years old. So you can find that out. But that's a great question. What does she do now? And one of the mums that comes along to our calls is just going, find someone to tap with, find a tapping practitioner, because you can go and particularly if for me, like, I'm pretty biased, but I do believe Faster EFT is leading the way in how we can release these things from the body. We're very, very well versed in how the mind works. So how you're doing this visually, how you're doing it auditorily, how you're doing taste and smell. That's my dog in the background, actually. The plants me. You know, how you're doing all these things in your own mind. And we're also, we have this beautiful tapping process, which can help you to release it. And lots of other processes too, that really get to the subconscious on a very deep level. So
yeah, and
it's powerful work that we do.
To find the memory. Sometimes the memories aren't obvious. Like we can be, this is why we say our kids are our greatest teachers, because it's the triggers that come up for us. So so the anger or sorrow or grief that look like they're happening in the present moment. But through a series of questions and going deeper and being able to find that past memory that links to what's happening in the present moment, and then being able to go through the process and release it and change the perception, it really is life-changing.
Yeah, it is. And it has ongoing effects in your life that are like a big ripple, like a tiny little tapping session, and it just ripples out into every part of your life. And you'll start to notice that, gosh, I stayed calm. Like, you know, even a simple thing for me, what just came to me is like before I started Fast EFT, if a police car drove past, for example, in the traffic, I would start feeling guilty. My dad did get pulled over a lot when I was a child, and he was a bit of a speed demon. So these are where the memories are linked back. So, and I would get nervous. I would get fearful. So I'd have a little flutter in my stomach. And I've talked to many people, and many people have told me that they feel exactly the same. So these days, though, if that happens to me, and this is just a kind of one of those ripple effects that I actually had to notice. I got actually pulled over in Brisbane one night when I was at one of the Fast EFT things, because I was actually, it was raining and it was dark, and I was swerving a bit in the road trying to actually find where my exit was, and they thought I had been drinking. So they pulled me over. But it was a major revelation to me, because it was the first time in my life I'd been pulled over by the police. And I was kind of like, I actually looked down at my body, because I was like, oh my God, no reaction. Where's my reaction? Like, I couldn't feel the surge of fear. I couldn't, and this had happened my whole life up until that point. So it was just incredible. And I just talked to them very calm, and I said, oh no, I just, I couldn't find my exit. No, I haven't been drinking. And, they did the thing. And yeah, it was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing to me though, because
a similar thing for me. Just recently I had a family event, and in the past, when I heard about the family event, I would have straight away gone into my head and been thinking, okay, I don't want to go. How am I going to get out of this? What excuse can I come up with? But really, I should go, shouldn't I? And all these stories I'd be telling myself over and over and over, and then make an excuse to not go. So basically lie. But just recently there was none of that. I was able to calmly just go, I'll be there, and calm at the whole event. Very, very different to how I would have been in the past. And it is actually delightful. A number of times throughout the event, I noticed myself being calm at things that would have really made me feel nervous, anxious, and I probably would have been getting to the bathroom as quickly as possible, and crying in the bathroom, or just trying to regather myself, calm myself down before going back out into the crowd of my family. So it's really freeing when you recognize these things.
It is absolutely So, we say that we tell you this because Joe and I have been at this tapping for a very long time. Like, I've been doing it for 7.5 years, and Joe has been, tapping on herself and coming along and changing childhood memories and releasing stuff from her subconscious for a long time too. So it's kind of a lifestyle. And many of the ladies do come, and they've been tapping with me now for I think coming up to nearly 2 years. So we have a way that you can come and just join us and tap once a month, once a fortnight. And now, exciting, if you didn't get there last time, we have got a half hour every Thursday night for free. So you can come and start using this amazing process. And because I'm tapping for everybody, it's just a camera off. We're just using the chat box. We're eventually going to put these into somewhere where you can listen to them anytime. But as we begin to make them, you can join us on Zoom and just start using this beautiful tapping process and changing how you represent yourself inside your own mind.
Yeah. And the work we do here at the Awakened Parent, we don't do this because we were amazing, brilliant, wonderful, nurturing mums. Yeah. We do it, this is where, well, for me, that's where I really learned about myself, and the driver to change was the challenges I had with my kids.
Yeah. I mean, I just had another, again, here I am. I've been working on my triggers and my stuff for 7.5 years or so. And my daughter was here the other day, and I got myself into what I call my dad trance. So I go into a bit of kind of lecturing mode, and I'm like watching myself do it. And I'm so much better than I used to be. But these patterns are so ingrained. But the beautiful thing is that A, I was watching myself do it. B, I could pull myself up quite a bit and just go and actually say that. I said quite a number of times, oh my God, I'm just being my dad right here. I'm doing this kind of way of speaking that he used to do to me, which I did not like. And now I'm doing it to my daughter. And I started tapping on myself. I mean, this is the difference now. I started tapping on myself. We started calming down. I was actually able to get some tears around the whole thing and tap. And then eventually my daughter got some tears as well. And it was really a different interaction than what we had in the past. That could have ended really badly. And then I ended up, saying to her like a couple of days later that please, next time I do that, please just tell me to shut up. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind if you do that. And I said, I'm just so happy that you're able to come to me with anything, and you're also able to talk to me and, tell me, Mum, I don't like it when you do that. And I hope that, I always want you to be able to do that. And so we have this beautiful connection, because she said, of course, Mum, of course I know that. But for me, who never felt like I could open up to my father and never felt like it was okay to say anything about him to his face, I really feel like that's a never. I know there's no such thing as never, and it's not true. But like, when I get in my triggers, I really feel like that. So when she says that to me still, I go, oh, okay, that's right. Because she didn't have my childhood. But often we can think that our children feel like we felt, right? And that's very, very painful to think that I'm inflicting the same amount of pain onto my child that my father inflicted onto me, well, at the time when I was feeling it in those memories. I mean, these days I just don't have the charge around those kinds of memories. And obviously I need to go in and clean up some more stuff, because it was there a little bit and I'm still doing the behavior. So this really, our childhood patterns, I mean, I'm so, getting back to Gabor Mate, having done this work for 7.5 years, like, I can't tell you how much I know childhood influences us. And still, because I see myself repeating childhood patterns every single day, still after 7.5 years of tapping on myself. And especially when I'm triggered, especially when I feel like maybe my daughter thinks I've done something wrong. So that brings up the I'm in trouble trigger, the, oh God, sorry, you know, I shouldn't be me trigger. And it's very small now. It's very different. And you can see how the way I interacted with her is very different. Like back when, like Joe's saying, this is why the work for me has been, my children have been my greatest teacher too, because back in the day, I'm in my dad's trigger. I'm not watching myself doing it. I'm just doing it. Yeah. And I think I need to do it. And this is, you know, this is how life is, and you need to do this, and you know, like there's a very big difference between how I sometimes fall into those triggers now, but I've got a way of pulling myself out, and that's what the ladies on the call are learning as well, is how to change these things and how to have different interactions with your children, even when the triggers show up, even when your behaviors show up. Save my plant. I'm going to save my plant. Just hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. Like the difference between but like being able to have that awareness of what's going on inside yourself, and sort of like step aside from it and look at it rather than just be in it and have no awareness of it. And how cool, like what you said, I just want to go back to like being able to receive those words from your child when, you know, when to give them permission to say to you, oh, you're just doing your dad trance now, or stop it, you're going back to your 4-year-old self. Like that's pretty amazing to be able to receive that.
Yeah, it is. And I couldn't have imagined. I mean, I could get, if I was in a trance, or, you know, if my dad was in a trance, if my dad was triggered, and it's absolute, like in that moment, I can pretty well tell you there's absolutely no way in hell that I would have ever spoken up.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah. So it's that's the real deep stuff that we're, you know, and I've cleared so much of it. That's why I'm able to do this now. Otherwise, and it shows, this is why clearing up those childhood traumas is so important. I think we had that as our title for the Facebook Live. Like if you don't, oh no, that was another one we were doing. But if you don't like heal it, you hand it down is one that I've heard. And a lot of the conscious parenting people use that line. If you don't heal it, you'll hand it down. So it's, you know, heal it, and the pattern ends with you. The pattern ends today.
Yeah, be the one, be that one, that courageous one who chooses to end the generational patterns.
Yeah, and it is like courageous, because there's a lot of anger comes up when you're the one. Why can't they be the one to heal the generational pattern?
Yeah.
Why can't they be the one?
Why do I have to do it?
Yeah, that can bring up anger. So then we've got to work on that anger as well. So there's so much to this, but we're really excited to join with you. The link is there. How do they we created an event. We've created a post that will have the link in it.
Yeah, and so it'll be 8 p.m. Friday night Brisbane time, and yes, there will be a link.
We'll put it below this video.
We'll also post around 7:45 on Friday with another copy of the link. And you can come in and join us with your camera off, with sound off, and just watch with us.
Yes, I'll be sharing my screen, and we'll be watching it from It's awesome. Comfort of our lounge rooms. And yeah, as Joe said, it's only going to be up for 3 days. And yeah, if you miss it this time, I don't know when you'll have another opportunity to see it, because they're going to screen it to groups and that first. So the personal screenings will be the last off the list, which is probably a good idea. They're getting it out to communities, which is awesome.
Yeah. And if you can join us tomorrow night, Thursday nights, for our 30-minute tap along sessions. Last week it was my husband's not on the same conscious parenting page as me, my partner.
Yeah.
And this week we're doing patience.
Yeah, losing my patience.
Yeah. Who does that as a mother? Who does that ever?
Yeah. Who does that? Only many times. Many times. I was a homeschool mum, so oh my goodness. And they think the homeschool mums are the ones with all the, oh yes, you must have more patience than me. No, I didn't. And very little. But again, sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but it's finding those links back and clearing what's there from your own childhood when your parents didn't have patience. So we'll be talking about that. Yeah. Yes, but they're very generalized tapping sessions. So I'm doing them for everybody, and they're a lot more. They don't get anywhere near as deep as I can go in the sessions we do on the calls, but they're still great. They're still a great introduction. So I'm excited to be bringing those to you.
Yes.
Yay. Okay. Thank you. We shall.
Yes. Thanks for being here. We'll see you again next Wednesday, or this Thursday and Friday.
Yes, Thursday night tapping and Friday night with Gabor Mate. Awesome.
Awesome. Have a great week.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.